The present tense is a cornerstone of English grammar, allowing us to express actions and states of being that occur in the present moment. It is a versatile tool with 4 distinct forms, each serving a unique purpose in conveying the nuances of time. The simple present tense is our go-to for describing habitual actions, unchanging truths, and fixed schedules. It paints a picture of what regularly happens, the fundamental laws of nature, and the unwavering schedules we adhere to. For instance, we use it to express the fact that the sun rises every morning, a universal truth, or that Sarah practices yoga every Tuesday, a fixed schedule. Conjugating the simple present tense is relatively straightforward. For singular subjects like he, she, it, and singular nouns, we typically add an s or s to the base form of the verb. For example, he walks or she teaches. However, for plural subjects and the pronouns I, you, we, and they, we use the base form of the verb without any changes. For example, they walk or we teach. To form negative sentences in the simple present, we use the auxiliary verbs do or does, depending on the subject, followed by not and the base form of the verb. For example, he does not walk or I do not teach. For questions, we invert the subject and auxiliary verb, as in, does he walk or do you teach? The present continuous tense, also known as the present progressive tense, steps into the spotlight when we want to express actions happening at the moment of speaking. It's like capturing a snapshot of an ongoing event, highlighting its immediacy and dynamism. Imagine you are describing a scene to a friend and you say, "The children are playing in the park." This vividly portrays the action as it unfolds. Section 5. Navigating present continuous conjugation. To form the present continuous tense, we employ a combination of the present tense of the verb to be, am or is or are, and the present participle of the main verb, which ends in ing. For example, I am walking, she is reading, or they are studying. The choice between am or is or are depends on the subject of the sentence. If the subject is I, we use am. For example, I am studying. For he, she, or it, we use is. For instance, he is not sleeping. For we, you, or they, we use are. For example, we are not eating. To form questions, we invert the subject and am or is or are, as in, are you coming, or is she working? The present continuous tense is commonly used to describe actions happening right now, ongoing actions or future plans. For instance, I'm jogging every morning, or we are planning a trip for next month. Section 6. Present perfect bridging past and present. The present perfect tense acts as a bridge between the past and the present. It's used to describe actions or experiences that happened at an unspecified time in the past but have relevance to the present moment. It could be something you've done in your life, a skill you've acquired, or a place you've visited. For example, I have traveled to Italy implies that the experience of traveling to Italy is still significant to you in the present. Section 7. Unraveling present perfect conjugation. To construct the present perfect tense, we use the present tense of the auxiliary verb have or has, followed by the past participle of the main verb. The past participle often ends in ed for regular verbs, but irregular verbs have unique past participle forms that need to be memorized. For example, I have eaten, she has written, or they have gone. The choice of has or have in present perfect tense conjugation depends on the subject. Singular subjects such as I, he, she, it, or any singular noun take has. Plural subjects such as we, you, they, or any plural noun take have. However, you is an exception because it always takes have, regardless of whether it refers to one person or multiple people. In questions, has or have comes before the subject. For the second and third person, you, second person, always takes have, while he, she, and it, third person singular, take has. The present perfect tense is often used to describe actions that occurred at an unspecified time or that have relevance to the present moment. For example, I have visited Paris, meaning at some point in the past, I went to Paris, and it has relevance now. Another common usage is to describe experiences, changes, or achievements like she has learned to play the piano. The choice between have and has depends on the subject. Use have with I, you, we, and they. use has with he, she, and it. Section 8. Present perfect continuous, the ongoing saga. The present perfect continuous tense is the most specific of the present tense forms, highlighting the ongoing nature of an action that began in the past and continues into the present or has recently finished. It emphasizes the duration and continuity of the action. For example, I have been studying for 3 hours indicates that the action of studying started in the past, continued for a duration of 3 hours, and is potentially still ongoing. Section 9. Mastering present perfect continuous conjugation. To form the present perfect continuous, we use the present perfect tense of the verb to be, have been, or has been, followed by the present participle of the main verb, ending in ing. For example, I have been working, he has been playing, or they have been traveling. The choice between have been and has been depends on the subject. If the subject is a singular noun, or a third-person singular pronoun like he, she, or it, we use has been. For instance, she has not been sleeping well, or they have not been paying attention. If the subject is a plural noun, or a pronoun like I, you, we, or they, we use have been. As in, have you been waiting long, or has he been exercising regularly? Common usage scenarios include actions that started in the past and are still continuing, such as, I have been working on this project for weeks, or she has been practicing the piano every day.